Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to do a little review and wear test using the brand new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This is her beautiful skin foundation. I got mine in the shade for neutral. I did order directly from her website, but you can purchase this at Sephora online and in store. I love Charlotte Tilbury. I'm a huge fan. I typically love everything that she comes out with. I do have her Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I'm also in the shade 4 neutral in that one. I do love that foundation as well. So when I heard she was coming out with this one, I really wanted to try it. So I've worn this a few times already. So I, have a pretty good idea of how the foundation works and wears and all of that. So I'm going to apply it for you today, and then we'll do a few check-ins throughout the day so that you can see the wear time and how it holds up. So the primer that I'm using is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Primer. I held off on purchasing this foundation for a while just because it is a pretty darn pricey primer, but it is beautiful. If you like a hydrated, glowy base, this one's worth it. Similar to the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, I only need half a pump of this. One pump is a very generous amount. I have used half a pump and I've used the full pump. The great thing about using a full pump with this foundation versus the Airbrush Flawless is that one pump does not make me look like cake face. Like, I love the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, but I can only use half a pump. One pump of that is way too much and it just looks like a mask on me. So I'll go ahead and do a full pump and show you guys how it builds. So I just took a pump on the back of my hand. It's a pretty thick foundation. First impressions of this foundation was that it really reminded me of the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and it still does, but this one is not as full coverage as that one is. So I'm going to dot it all over my face. I did use a full pump of this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put all of it on. And then I'm gonna take my Real Techniques sponge and blend this in. The color match for me is spot on. Blends in super easy. Really just smooths out the face. It is pretty glowy. Not too much, just like very healthy, hydrated look. And there's the application. It is really nice. You see that glow to the skin? It's very glass-like. Very, very pretty. It's like a glass-like glow, but it's not oily at all. It does not feel heavy on the skin at all either. It just goes on really nicely with a sponge. You can still see my imperfections, so it's not a full coverage foundation. You can still see my little spots and freckles and moles, things like that, pigmented spots on my skin, but it really just veils it, evens out my skin tone, adds about a medium coverage, and just gives that beautiful glass-like finish. So we're gonna finish up the face. We're gonna do the Dior Forever Skin Concealer. I'm not gonna do anything, over the top today. I'm gonna be kind of minimal. I mean, some people are probably gonna laugh when I say minimal, but I really want the foundation and the skin to be the focal point today. So I'm gonna try to be minimal on the rest of the face. I'm in the shade 0N in the Dior Forever Concealer. Concealer's on. I'm gonna go ahead and set the concealer using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. It is my favorite powder for setting concealer. It's just super light and brightening, just the best. To set the rest of my face, I'm actually using a new to me powder. Laura Mercier came out with a new version of her loose setting powder. This is in translucent loose tone up. And the shade says rose, but when I looked, I think there was only one shade. But it's like a rosy, kind of pinky colored powder. And it does go on translucent just like the regular powder. I've only worn this once, so I can't really give you a full review. I mean, it wears good, but I don't know if I can really tell a difference between this and the regular. Went ahead and threw on brows off camera. I did use the Anastasia brow powder in soft brown. So quickly going to do bronzer, blush, highlight, all of that. And for that, I'm going to use her Nudegasm, is that what it is? Yes, the Nudegasm Face Palette. Now I have to be honest, I'm having a hard time loving this, but I haven't used it on camera yet, and it's been a little bit since I've used it. I'm trying to find which brushes I prefer to use with this, and also the powders, the bronzing powders in here aren't typically the kind of colors that I go for. I typically go for a very warm face, and these are definitely cooler in tone, and the darkest shade is pretty darn dark. So I'm just still trying to play with it. It's definitely not an effortless palette for me to use, I'll just say that. I did go in, by the way, with the lightest bronzer shade in here. I'm also going to use this on the eyes. Surprisingly, I haven't really been using eyeshadow lately. Like my eyeshadow palettes, I mean. Like I still always throw something in my eyes. I very rarely ever leave my eyes naked. But I've just been going super easy. I hate to say minimal because obviously my makeup is not minimal because I use a lot of stuff. But I don't know. It's just been easier to use my face products. Take that same one, throw it on the lower lash line. I need a little bit more color and definition. I'm gonna go in with the darker one. Just throw that on. Sometimes I just feel like this darker shade looks a little bit muddy and patchy. I don't know. If you guys have this palette and you are just like meh about it like me, let me know. Or if you truly love it, let me know how you're using the bronzers. Take the darker bronzer, just define the eyes. I mean, I think they look great as eyeshadows. I just don't really love them on my face. I'm gonna take the little peachy color and use that as my blush. And I feel like the blush in here is super warm. Like not super warm, but it's a warmer shade, and then the bronzers and the contour is so cool that I just feel like they don't really match. I don't know, y'all. This is just not my favorite palette. It's probably gonna go on Poshmark, to be honest. I'm gonna go in with the highlight shade. Almost done. I just need to throw on mascara and lips. Went ahead and threw on brows, or brow gel, mascara, and lips. Off camera, brow gel is the legendary brow gel from Charlotte Tilbury, Patrick Ta mascara. And then for lips, I did a Huda Beauty combo. I did the pinky brown lip liner and Buttercup for the lipstick. I am going to go throughout my day and I will do little check-ins to show you how the foundation as a whole is wearing. And yeah, I'll check back in with you guys soon. One thing that I am going to do today is I am gonna go to Sephora and pick up the new NARS foundation. I always forget the name. I just watched a video on it this morning. The light reflecting foundation. I am gonna go pick that up because I'm super curious about that foundation as well. I've been so into foundations lately. So yeah, I will check back in with you guys in a few hours. Hey guys, I'm checking in. I filmed this morning at 10 and it is almost 3 o'clock. I have to leave in 10 minutes to go pick up Kason. And I mean, it still looks really nice. I am not patchy anywhere. My nose has been on a slow and steady drip all day, especially after lunch. But I am starting to look a little bit more glowy than I did earlier, but I am not oily at all. It's held up really well. As you can see, like earlier, you can still see my freckles through it. This is not a full coverage foundation. It is like a light to medium coverage, really. You can build it up to a good medium coverage, but you're not gonna get a full coverage out of this. But it is great for every day. Great for running errands, hanging out at home, going to lunch. It's just going shopping. I mean, it's a really good daily foundation, especially if you are really into the more tinted moisturizer side of things. I would not say that this is like a true like foundation. It definitely tends to be more on that tinted moisturizer CC cream kind of side, but it's very nice. It wears really well. If you like something that's a little bit more on the natural side, a little bit more on the not matte side, like it's not overly dewy, but I would say it's more of a glowy, natural, luminous finish than like a matte foundation would be. So those are my thoughts for now. I feel like that's really it for this video. I might check in a little bit later, but I don't really feel like it's necessary. I feel like y'all probably got the gist. I do want to do a review and wear test on the new NARS foundation. The weather ended up getting pretty nasty, and Lainey was home with me today because she wasn't feeling well, so I didn't get a chance to go to Sephora, but I am going to pick up the NARS foundation and do another review and wear test for you guys. So also the Nudegasm palette for me is just a no. I've tried to love it, I wanted to love it, but I just don't. Like the Hourglass Ambient palette, way better than the Nudegasm palette by Charlotte Tilbury, which is crazy to me because I typically love Charlotte Tilbury products, but the Nudegasm palette for me, just not a fan. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this super casual little foundation video. If you want to see more of these like me from me, just give this video a thumbs up. My next video that you'll see from me is an empties, and it is a big one, so you're gonna want to grab a snack for that. I meant to do my empties video in December for like my last empties of 2021, but I didn't get around to it. So I had a lot of stuff in this upcoming empties video, so that'll be up next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.